Greetings and welcome to the latest installment of Academically Speaking, the College Planning 101 web series brought to you by the Brooklyn, Long Island alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. This three-part series will provide insight and strategies on how you can make the transition to college a smooth one and your college experience a successful one. The topics that will be discussed include preparing for the move, academic preparation, and financial aid. Please take some notes and put the strategies to use. Thank you for tuning in, and we wish you all the best in your college journey.
Hello, my name is Justin Manning. I am a member of the Brooklyn, Long Island alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I am also a financial aid administrator at City University of New York. I'm a graduate of Hampton University, as well as a graduate with a master's in public administration from CUNY John Jay. Today I'd like to speak to you about financial aid. Financial aid tends to be the most intimidating part of the process because you don't know what you're going to be eligible for. And if you do know what you're eligible for, you want to ensure that the financial aid that you have covers as much as possible. Well, financial aid is very simple. We apply using the FAFSA, which is a free application for student aid, and we match your income information, your household size, and other various factors to ensure that you receive the most aid for your eligibility. Your eligibility determines the amount of aid that we can award you. Up to this point, it's already August, so you're probably moving in, you're probably getting situated, and you probably need some books. So at this point, you should have already received an award letter. An award letter is given to you either via your mailing or your student email. And when you check both of those, a lot of universities like to give to you a breakdown of what you're going to receive. It comes with an EFC, otherwise known as an expected family contribution. An expected family contribution is a federal index which determines how much Pell Grant that you receive. It also determines how much subsidized loans and other eligibility, such as scholarships, for you to receive. The closer you have to a zero, the more aid eligibility that you will receive. The farther away that you are from that, well, not as much grant eligibility. But on that award letter, it should come to you in the mail or email to tell you how much Pell Grant, subsidized loans, and even PLUS loans you may be eligible for. A lot of students receive this award letter and they don't know what to do with it, or they don't send this on to their parent. So they have not accepted their award as they should, or they have not contacted their financial aid office to ensure that they are accepting the right amount. A lot of the students that I receive in my office, they see the award posted onto their account. It could be their banner, it could be their PeopleSoft, it could be their CUNY First, it could be Oracle. But they can have their classes dropped. If you don't accept the awards onto your account, all the awards posted onto your award letter do not apply to you. Some students don't want a loan. They simply want the grant eligibility. And while the grant eligibility may reduce their bill, it does not mean that their bill is paid. So ensure that when you see that award letter, there should be steps also there to ensure that you are accepting the right amount, as well as the steps to take to ensure that the loan that you want to receive, should you apply for a loan, is enough just to cover your tuition and fees. Now, earlier I mentioned books. Everyone wants book money. There are different schedules for books. When students come to my office and they ask for book refunds, generally some book money can come to you as soon as a week before classes or sometime a little after classes begin. You need to contact your financial aid office to determine when that refund money will be available to you. Some financial aid offices will advance you some of the money just for books. Some of the advances can come from your grants, it can come from your loans, it can even come from your scholarship. But you need to know when that disbursement date is and follow up with the financial aid advisor. So I strongly advise that with that award letter, you A, understand what it is that is on your award letter. B, understand the amount that you have with your financial aid. C, ensure that what you accept onto your account will be coming to you. Otherwise, you'll probably have your classes dropped, or you'll probably be in the library making copies and copies of pages within textbooks for something that you could have provided. One of the biggest secrets that takes place with the FAFSA is actually one of the bigger changes that we have, and that is to do your FAFSA on time. And this year, this current year, they changed the FAFSA submissions to no longer be January 1st. You can now do your FAFSA as early as October 1st using your 2016 tax information. So if you plan to attend college for fall of 2018, you'll be using your 2016 tax returns as early as October 1st. This breaks some of the older habits that we've had where you use last year's tax return for the upcoming year. Now you can use tax returns from 2 years ago because you already have the tax return, and it makes the process easier for families to apply for financial aid. And by doing it early, you actually help make yourself more eligible for need-based aid, such need-based aid as scholarships, such need-based aid as federal work study, or even a lower interest loan known as the federal Perkins loan. I had mentioned in my previous video of federal direct loans and how you had to pay them back within 6 months. You don't pay back all of it, but through repayment plans, you can begin chipping away at it. With the federal Perkins loan, by doing your FAFSA early, and if awarded to you, you can repay back that loan not only with the lower interest rate, but you can repay that loan as early as 9 months. So you might want to ask your federal aid administrator, hey, I did my FAFSA as early as October 1st. Am I eligible for work study? Am I eligible for any campus-based aid? Or you can say, I don't want any federal direct loans. Can I ask for a federal Perkins loan? And that actually gets our attention out in our ears. Some campuses do have additional funding to supplement your financial aid package, so you definitely may want to do that. Alternative sources to federal loans, as I mentioned before, would be private loans. Again, private loans are not something that you want to do first. You want to exhaust all of your federal and state options, which is your grants, your loans, and scholarships, before you ask for any private loans. The difference between a federal loan and a private loan is that federal loans have a fixed interest rate. Fixed interest rate means that you take out a loan for 4% now, it'll be the same 4% 20 years from now, hopefully not that long. But you understand my point. It's the same interest rate. Compare that to a private loan, you can start at 2%, but that 2% goes with the market, so it can escalate from 2% to 20% and 25 or higher. Those are loans that you want to stay away from. And I definitely don't encourage you to take out loans, but if you do, as I mentioned before, do what you need, not necessarily what you want. Other additional information you may need to know about federal aid administrators is get to know some of us. If there's something that we hear or any positions that we have open, such as federal work study or peer educator positions or college assistant positions, we're generally the first ones to know. So building a relationship with the financial aid administrator does have a lot more to it than just ask us what your refund is. Because if you ask us what your refund is and general questions such as that, you're not seen as a student that we want to go the extra step for, okay? But if you actually get to know us, if you actually get to be a part of the financial aid process by asking us if we have any positions in our office, that actually encourages us to look out for you for your 4 years within higher ed. The easiest part of making a mistake in financial aid and getting more in depth is taking out what you want more than what you need. And especially when you attend college, first time, second time, third year, fourth year, it gets a little more difficult as you want to attend more events, and more events require more necessities and accessories. Of course, I'm talking about student loans. Student loans are something you take out every year, and as a freshman, the most you can take out is $5,500. As a sophomore, $6,500, and as a senior, $7,500. At this point, after accepting your awards, you may still have some loan eligibility for you to take out. And if you don't have that federal eligibility for you, you can of course request for private loans to assist with your tuition and fees. Some of the students that I have make the mistake of taking out more than what they need. So when it comes to attending that next Kappa party, or attending that next school dance or the big fall ball or that Holland Jam as we used to have in Hampton University. Everybody wants to get dressed up and ready to go, forgetting or neglecting the fact that you have to pay these loans back within 6 months. Understand that when you take out a federal direct loan, you are in debt and it is in your name. Once you graduate, you have 6 months to pay back this loan. And if you do not re-enroll into school for a master's program, preferably, then those loans move from deferment into repayment. And there are several options for those to repay those loans. A lot of students, if they do not attend another university, or they're simply still unemployed at that point, or they don't have a job that can pay off the minimum payment, a lot of students put their loans into forbearance. Forbearance simply means that the loan you take out, let's say you take out $10 over the course of 4 years, that $10 still continues to accrue interest. And there's only a certain number of days that that loan can remain in forbearance. Keep in mind that when you take out a loan, that loan does stay with you, and you do not want to default on that loan. A default simply means that you have not made the required amount of payments, or you have not had constant communication with your servicer to tell them that you want to move your loan from the grace period to repayment back into either deferment or repayment plan or forbearance. You have 270 days to make that payment or that communication with your servicer. So please, at your earliest, be sure that if you do take out any monies, that money is specifically for what you need before what you want. And if you go for what you want, that loan remains in your name, not mom, not dad's. The loans that go into mom and dad's are the Parent Plus loan, but you really need to worry about what it is that you're going to do after you graduate. That's why the loan bubble is close to $1 billion. So please minimize your loan debt. Minimize what it is that you want more than what you need. Make a constant decision. So you receive your financial aid package, you look at your award letter, and you see something really great. Federal Work Study. Federal Work Study is something that's given to you if your EFC is 1,200 or below. The university receives a certain amount of monies that it gives from the feds, where if you work, your bill has to be paid. Where if you work, you receive a certain amount every hour up to a certain limit. This is a great opportunity for you to build your resume and also get some job skills that you'll need to carry you for that summer job that you want or internship, as well as for building for when you graduate. You definitely want to do Federal Work Study if you receive that. Another nice perk if you wanted to receive any other additional income, and with perks, is being a residence hall administrator. Being an RA is one of the best positions you can have. And I had the position of being a residential assistant for 3 years at Hampton University. I worked as a residential assistant my sophomore year, my junior year, and became the head residential assistant of the men's honors dorm at Hampton University, which came with some perks. Not only did I receive a stipend, but I also received my own room. Some universities don't have this, but I had my own microwave in the room if I wanted to, my own refrigerator as well. Plus, you have other perks such as the master key for when you need it, because sometimes you might leave that key. You don't want to pay the extra $50 to replace that. Other perks that go with that include understanding and getting reference letters from your resident hall director, getting to know your dean of men or the VP of student affairs. Having different titles and positions within the university gets your foot further out of the door, more ahead of everyone else. So while everyone else is doing studying, you are diversifying your portfolio, you're building your job skills, and you're also becoming more involved with the student body. I can't stress this enough. A lot of students that apply for work study and RAs, they do better academically, they become better students socially, and mentally they're ready to better tackle the world than the way than when they first arrived. At the college where I work at, Federal Work Study gives upwards of $11 an hour. The time that I attended Hampton University as an RA, it gave $500 a semester. Being an RA simply means that you are on call, you're on desk duty, you're checking people in, you're doing room checks, but you also have a nice opportunity to bond with your roommates as well. So you absolutely want to take the opportunity to not just build your resume through student activities, but you also want to make sure that that letter of recommendation is there, and you also have yourself a nice stipend as well. Why not pursue these opportunities? Some of the residence positions that you have do not require you to have a specific EFC, like the federal work study. So as a head residential assistant, a formal one at that, definitely pursue that opportunity to put more money into your pocket.
Thank you for tuning into this latest installment of Academically Speaking, the College Planning 101 web series brought to you by the Brooklyn, Long Island alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. We hope that you enjoyed this presentation and gained some valuable strategies to assist you through your college journey. We wish you the best and look forward to you viewing our next offering. Please visit our website, www.kapsibli.org, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all of the latest information concerning Brooklyn, Long Island alumni.